Hi, folks. I am in south of Vietnam, in an island called Phuc Quoc. So, if you think of Vietnam, Vietnam can be broken into the north, middle part, and the south. In the north, the biggest city is Hanoi. That's the capital city. You could fly to Hanoi from India directly. From Calcutta, it's about 2.5 hours, right? If you think of Vietnam, it's like a longish country. The distance is about 1,600 odd, 650 odd kilometers. That's from Mumbai to Kanyakumari kind of a distance. The width is quite less. It can be as low as even 50, 60 kilometers, right? So in the northern part is the capital city of Hanoi. That even further is the Sapa region. I didn't go there. Hanoi is the place I landed. So I moved from north to the south. If you land in Hanoi, take a day to acclimatize, give one night to acclimatize, and then spend 2 or 3 days. It's a beautiful city. Usually it's a good idea to stay very close to the main lake. If you're on a weekend, that place, the bikes are stopped and it becomes a city. That part of the city becomes a part for pedestrians and family, and it's amazing. You could go at late night, pretty safe and good. You can do lots of street walks, street food walks, especially street food may not have vegetarian food, but if you go to any big restaurant, you'll get tofu, you will get lots of vegetables. If you ask, there's some really good aubergine dishes which I discovered there, right? So that's Hanoi, and from Hanoi you can actually go to Halong Bay. I only went for one night, but I really recommend 2 nights. Stay at the Cat Ba Island. So you go there. If you organize a tour, they pick you up from the hotel and take you all the way to Halong Bay. It's just amazing. Specifically being in a cruise ship and spending the night, and it's amazing. And they usually have some activities around, like biking or even kayaking. I did all those. It's just amazing fun, right? So go to Halong Bay. So then that's the northern part of it. Then the middle part has quite interesting stuff. The main place which I wanted to go was Hoi An. Hoi An is like a laid-back town. Like Hoi An is a laid-back town. Think of it like a dopey town, but does not really have the dope. It's the place where you find the Japanese lanterns. The Lantern Festival happens. The riverside. One side is all the pubs and beers, and the other side is all the restaurants. You walk around, there are lots of tourists and lots of foreigners, especially Europeans. And hence you find many coffee shops which sell vegan food. You can find croissant, you can find those regular breakfast things with omelette, etc. And they're really amazing. Like it's like an amazing town to spend like 3 or 4 days easily. But the middle part also has a couple of other places to go to. Hoi An is very close to Da Nang. Da Nang is where you have both the railway station and the airport. Hoi An does not have. Think of Hoi An to be a laid-back town. It was really undiscovered. It's only been rediscovered in the last 20-25 years by a Polish person, and hence his statue is there right in the middle of the city, of the town. So Da Nang is the main place. So the other place to go there is Hue. Hue is the place of the royal family. There is a forbidden city. There are some pagodas, etc. to go to, but the imperial city is where I went. It was raining heavily. Now that imperial city is very interesting to go, because if you think about 150 years of the imperial rule, China did rule Vietnam for long, but if you think of a Vietnamese royal family ruling Vietnam, that's about 150 years. 70 to 80 years of them independently, another 70 to 80 years under the French. So, but it's an important place. It's the August Revolution of 1945 was against this imperial rule, and the French colony too. But it is also important that this represents their culture. So if you think of the flag which is red and yellow, this yellow color really is the color of the royalty. The kings used to wear the yellow color. Not that they believe in royalty, but a lot of the culture really comes from this royal family ruling. The first 80 years by themselves, and then the other 70 years with the British. So roughly, these are the rough numbers around there. So the August Revolution, which is roughly the Indian independence period, 1945, established a communist government, but the north and south was still divided, right? But it's the unification which happened around in 1976. So roughly, I keep thinking of Vietnam's creation is the age of my mother, and the unification is the age of myself, right? It's a very, very young country. That's the middle part. So go to Hue and go to Hoi An. From Hue to Hoi An, it's about 2.5-3 hours of train journey. Do take it. It's an amazing train journey. The train goes through the coastal area. If you can find a window seat, it's great. I didn't get one. Then once you come to Hoi An, that's great. From Hoi An to Ho Chi Minh, you actually have to take a flight. If you take a train, it takes a long time. You take a flight. Ho Chi Minh is really crowded. It's like an Uber city. Lots of lovely places to go to. You can go to the Cu Chi tunnels, where you will find how the local people resisted the American kind of invasion, the invasion which is well documented in some sense. Then the city has lots of bikes. You also, there is a riverside. You can see that there is an aspiration to become a Singapore or a Kuala Lumpur. It is a wonderful city. People do say that you need to be a little more safer in Ho Chi Minh than Hanoi. But in general, great place. All the restaurants will have vegetarian options. There are some really lovely vegetarian restaurants. There was a buffet place, Buddhist buffet place, where you pay what you feel like, and it had 15 to 16 different spread of vegetarian stuff, right? Which is awesome. There was also a vegetarian food walk, which I would recommend you to do because it helps you to try things which you wouldn't do yourself. Once you finished Ho Chi Minh, I mean like 3 to 4 days, you could go to a Phuc Walk. Phuc Walk is like a Maldives undiscovered, right? That's the place I'm in, like really wonderful. If you believe you want to do some sort of a beach tour, etc., you can. I just relax. I just, sat on a hammock and spend most of my time here. So there are more places in Vietnam. It's an extremely beautiful country. Tomorrow I go to Ho Chi Minh and then fly to Cambodia. But this is like a signing off. So roughly north to south, Hanoi, up north, middle part is Hoi An and Da Nang and Hue, and then and the bottom part or the south part is Ho Chi Minh and Phuc Walk, right? You could do a 10 to 15 days trip, and that'd be good enough. You can pick and choose. There are other things. There are caves, etc., which are amazing, which I didn't do a lot of research and go to.